Hey guys, it's Simon. This is Pro Wrestling Unlimited, as we are here to talk about everything that went down tonight at Extreme Rules. I thought the show was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed the Extreme Rules pay-per-view tonight. And yeah, there's just so much to talk about. Such a great show. I really liked it. Let me switch one thing up here on my screen really fast just to make it easier, because now my screens are all different for my new setup. So I'm still getting, I guess you could say, the hang of where I want things. So let me just switch these two things on this screen really fast. I can then, you know what? No, I will leave that like that and that like, okay, cool. So we're here. Extreme Rules. Great show. Bray Wyatt is officially back. No more of the rumors of, is it really Bray? Is he the Fiend? Like that, we'll talk about that when we get to it. I don't know. There's a lot to dive into. There's a lot to talk about. Again, like I said, thoroughly enjoyed the show tonight. And I also want to know what you guys thought. Remember, if you want to let me know what you thought of the show, we'll get into that all at the end. But we'll be taking your calls along with your text messages if you want to go that route. All you got to do is call, or I'm going to put it in the chat for you. Text 510-906-1341. Remember, you can call or text at the end of the show to 510-906-1341. If you want to be part of the show, again, let me know what you guys thought. Also, we've got the wrong bingo. There we go. Extreme Rules results. So let me know what you guys thought of the show periodically throughout. Remember, you could text in throughout the show, and then I'll read them all at the end. But if you are watching live, you can help us out a couple of different ways. If you're watching on Twitch, twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, you can help us out by hitting that donate button down below or donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. And it doesn't just have to be your Amazon Prime account. It can be anybody's Amazon Prime account, whether that's yours, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, your grandma, your grandpa, anybody's. You take that Amazon account, you take that Twitch account, you link them together, bada bing, bada boom, you're Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and it always gives you one free subscription. Trying not to burp and hiccup at the same time, to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to, and I greatly appreciate it if you did right here, PW Unlimited. But if you are watching or listening later, whether that's youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited or podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more, you can still help us out over there, like on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, you can help us out over there by hitting that donate button, the join button to become a channel member. As a channel member, you get early access to news, early access to podcast episodes, early access to non-news videos, and so much more. Also, remember that you can support us at patreon.com/PW Unlimited to get all the same perks, but more directly support us. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming one of the free games, they're getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, Fall Guys, or Rumbleverse. Put this code right here in. Code PW Unlimited. Use the Epic Creator Code PW Unlimited at checkout for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases to support us right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Doesn't cost you anything extra. Just takes you an extra 5 seconds to type in PWUNLIMITED. Click purchase, click confirm, click finish, whatever that button is, and you're good to go. It doesn't cost you anything extra to support us here, whether that's on the Epic Game Store on your computer or any Epic games launchers like Fortnite, Rumbleverse, and Rocket League on your PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo Switch. I don't think it's integrated yet into the Fall Guys store page thing on their app, their game, for some reason. But with that, we've got a lot to talk about. I didn't see the pre-show. There was no match on the pre-show, and I didn't hear of anything actually, happening on the pre-show. But as far as the main show does go, and yes, I want to say that Jordan in the YouTube live chat, Twitch live chat, R.I.P. Sarah Lee. Yes, R.I.P. Sarah Lee. But as far as the show does go, it kicked off with an 18-minute match. It was a good old-fashioned Donnybrook, as you may say. The Brawling Brutes against Imperium. This match was fan-freaking-tastic. I loved this match. I loved everything about it. Oh, was this so much fun? Was this so much fun? Also, what is going on here? Twitch poll. There we go. For some reason, the Twitch poll wasn't going. Twitch poll is now live. Remember to vote. So this match was super fun. It was obvious that the Brawling Brutes would win after Sheamus didn't win the Intercontinental Championship last night, but I don't care that it was what's the word I'm looking for? Predictable. A lot of the show was predictable, but predictable in a way that I still liked it. So Sheamus, not just Sheamus, but the entire Brawling Brutes group, super baby faces. And I realized this last weekend when I went to a live event, and they went wild when Sheamus's music hit, when the Brawling Brutes came. Like they got 3 pops in a minute. Sheamus's music hits, the whole Save Mart Center in Fresno went, yeah! They then walked out on the stage, another big pop. They then got in the ring and did their poses, and another big pop. I'm like, oh my God, are the Brawling Brutes big ass baby faces right now? Like, I would not be against, and I mean, I might a little bit because I don't want to see this for Sheamus, but I wouldn't be against Sheamus and Roman in the near future. If you need a big baby face for Roman, you put Sheamus. Thank you, Mr. Bangs, for the Prime subscription on Twitch. Really do appreciate that one. But as far as this match does go, there were barrels and bar tops all set up around ringside and so forth. The two teams went right at each other as the bell rang, as the Brutes eventually landed a running drop kick on Kaiser before being leveled with a Gunther chop. Imperium gained control using the 3-on-1 attack against the individual opponents. They sent Sheamus into the steel steps. Also, it's unfortunate, but I'm getting used to the name Butch. I'm getting used to calling Pete Dunne Butch. It's just not Pete, Butch. It's now just Butch. It just comes out Butch. Just like when Jon Moxley left WWE. He was no longer Dean Ambrose. He was Jon Moxley, and it was just easy for me to say Jon Moxley. Gunther killed Sheamus basically with repeated chops. Imperium tried to take him out out of the equation by dropping him hard onto one of the wooden bar tops. Sheamus seemed incapacitated, and it was 3-on-2 advantage Imperium, who hit an Imperium bomb on Holland on the outside. Imperium then beat down Butch for a good while until Sheamus fired up. The Irishman took out Kaiser and Vinci on the outside, leading to a big heavyweight face-off with Gunther in the ring. Gunther hit a German suplex, but Sheamus fired back with lariats and a power slam. Sheamus then eventually hit the 10 beats of the Bowdrin, which, correct me if I'm wrong, he was unable to hit last night on SmackDown. So cool thing, he was not able to hit it on SmackDown, but he finally got it here tonight. The Brutes got involved for good measure. There was a white noise to follow. Sheamus nailed the brogue kick, but Vinci broke up the pin on a springboard. There was a parade of big moves, ending with Sheamus hitting the Irish Curse backbreaker and locking on the cloverleaf. Kaiser then broke it up with a shillelagh shot. The two teams then brought themselves to their feet as the subordinates went after each other. So basically, everyone just started fighting. Gunther and Sheamus went forehead to forehead, basically, and they traded hard strikes. Kaiser took out Butch, Vinci took out Holland, but then Sheamus landed a rising knee for a near fall. Imperium cleared the announce table and set Sheamus up on it for an Imperium bomb. Holland broke this up before Butch took them out with a moonsault off of a barrel. Gunther smashed Sheamus with a shillelagh shot to the face for a very close and near fall. Gunther then set up for the powerbomb, but Butch and Holland snapped their fingers, and Sheamus whacked him with a shillelagh. Holland and Butch then laid in shillelagh shots on Vinci and Kaiser, and Sheamus hit the Celtic Cross on Gunther through the announce table. The Brutes restrained. I wrote that wrong. The Brutes restrained him, Gunther that is, and Sheamus crushed Vinci with a brogue kick, a stiff, hard brogue kick, or maybe it was just the Vinci sold that brogue kick very well, but it looked like a hard one. And they pinned Vincey to pick up the victory. Brawling Brutes beat Imperium. And I'm like, oh, shit. If that's how this show is starting, boy, howdy. Boy, howdy. Let's frickin' go. Fix my mic here. Got all stiff. I couldn't move it. There we go. There we go. So we go backstage. An interviewer asked The Miz why he was even at Extreme Rules. Miz don't have a match. And Miz says, well, I need to talk to Triple H. I need to do it in person about my birthday celebration tomorrow. He then got distracted by Gritty, the Philadelphia Flyers mascot, who presented Miz with a special T-shirt for the show that was kind of like tied in with Gritty and the Flyers and whatnot. And Miz threw it down and stomped on it and then walked off. This was a running thing throughout the show. We then had the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Ronda Rousey challenging Liv Morgan. And I want to see something really fast. How long did this match go? Okay. So things got changed from the early Fightful notes. They stated that this was supposed to be the shortest match of the night, but actually the strap match was. All right. I thought this match was good, not great, kind of just there at moments. It was all right. But I would say a little better than all right. It wasn't phenomenal or anything, but it did what it needed to do. So early on, Liv had a bat, and she would try to jolt for the bat. Ronda would stop her. She'd jolt for the bat. Ronda would stop her, take her down, and go, is that what you want? Is that what you want? You want your bat? You want your bat, Liv? You ain't getting your bat. And then Liv got the bat. Ronda at one point landed a knee to the midsection and went for the ankle lock, but Liv escaped. Ronda intercepted the dive and trapped Liv in the ring skirt. Ronda then slapped the shit out of Liv like it sounded like that coming through my TV screen or speakers or whatever you want to call it. It sounded hard. Ronda slapped the shit out of it, and Liv sold it like she was frickin' murdered. She was just like, yeah. But as she slid through the ring skirt, she produced a fire extinguisher and extinguished the face of Ronda Rousey. But Rousey kind of no-sold it for the most part. And Ronda took her down with an Olympic slam and a baseball shot. Liv avoided a swing and landed an enziguri at one point. Ronda came back with whipping shots from a black belt, then bat shots, and tied her up. Liv got a brief moment to kind of like get a little advantage here. She propped the table in the corner, but then she took too long, and Ronda smashed her into the table and stretched her through the ropes. Back in the ring, Liv tried to prop up a chair, but it fell out of the ring. She sent Ronda through the ropes anyways. Liv then got a chair and ding to Ronda in the head. Kind of like Hulk Hogan back in WCW. He did that one spot where he had a chair and he walked up at ringside and went clink and just kept going. Like just barely tapped her. Just barely tapped her. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Come on. She then did like a facebuster through the chair and got a 2 off of it. She set up a table, propped Ronda on it, and landed a top rope senton through the table for a good near fall, kind of replicating the spot with Lacey Evans, but in the ring instead of from the ring to the outside. On the kick out, Ronda immediately locked Liv in a triangle. Liv kind of powered out of it, but Ronda didn't relinquish the hold. And they're sitting here. You've got, say my microphone is them, or Liv's head. Say my microphone's Liv's head, and you got the table either side like this, right? And so Ronda's got her in kind of like Carmella's submission almost. And then she grabs the side of the table and pushes it up against one side of Liv's head. She's got her leg up against the other side. She locks it all in. Liv eventually passes out. Ronda claimed the winner. Referee says, oh, you ring the bell. She's out. Ronda wins. It was weird. As Liv is passing out, Liv's like, right? So they get Ronda the belt. They raise her hand. Ronda walks out of the ring. And all of a sudden, Liv just sits up and goes, and she's kind of like giggling and smiling. Corey Graves is like, why is Liv smiling, Cole? What is going on here? Why is she smiling? And I'm like, yeah, I don't freaking know. This was it was a kind of a cool finish, the way Ronda used the table to apply pressure. But I never like finishes. When you do one where someone gets knocked out or they're passed out, and 15 seconds later, they're up smiling, giggling, going, you got me. 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 I never like that crap. I'm never a fan of it. Some people maybe. Some people maybe not. I'm not. It's like, it defeats the purpose of, she passed out. She passed out. Oh, ref, you would have gave her a couple more seconds to check. If you would have lifted the arm, maybe she wasn't passed out. Do the 3 arms. 1, 2, 3. She's alive. You know what I mean? The old Hulk Hogan spot where it's like, rise. You know. They need to go back to that, because I never like the whole, she's passed out, you win. As soon as the winner gets out of the ring, she's up and she's like, hey, yeah, I'm good. She was like on all fours, but she's still just like, you got me, but I'm good. I'm not down. I'm out, but not, I'm down, but not out, kind of thing. No, Jordan in the YouTube or the Twitch chat says, sounds like Liv Morgan turning heel, I'm guessing. No, it really doesn't. Not, at least not to me. Bang says, just needed the ref to be more involved in the finish. I mean, kinda, maybe, I don't know. So we move on to the strap match. It's Karrion Kross and Drew McIntyre. And they start brawling before the match even starts. So the referee, I think, was Jessica Carr. Correct me if I'm wrong. She puts the strap around Drew's wrist. Then Kross plays his mind games. Takes too long to get the strap on. Throws the strap to Scarlett, which distracts McIntyre. They start brawling. They go into the crowd. They're fighting this and that and whatnot. And then Kross is beating them down before the match even starts. So they go out into the crowd, around, back down, over the barricade. Drew finally does get a little bit of control. They're fighting on the ring steps. Drew grabs Kross, walks up onto the apron, and drops him back first on the apron. Scarlett starts yelling, no, don't do that. Don't hurt him. Finally, Drew throws Kross into the ring, puts the strap on his wrist. Bada bing, bada boom. Match is underway. Ding, ding, ding. The bell rings. Sidewalk slam. That's the move I was thinking of. It just came to me all of a sudden. So McIntyre dominated the early portion of this match till Scarlett's distraction allowed Kross to pull McIntyre repeatedly into the ring post, as we saw last night on SmackDown. McIntyre sold his arm and shoulder, and referee Jessica Carr at once even asked him, hey, are you good to go? Do I need to have the doctor check on you before we can continue? And I really liked this match. I thought from where Kross was in 2019, in 2020 and 2021 in NXT, I feel like he's come a long way. He's gotten better. There's a lot of criticism on him early on in WWE, but I think he got better, and this match really helps. Two different things. A, showing that he can be dominant even against a big opponent, like a guy that we've seen dominate others. But don't ever underestimate the duo of Kross and Scarlett. Karrion and Scarlett, always watch your back. So they did two good things here. They finally showed us, Karrion Kross, yeah, he can be there at the top. He's shown that he can be there at the top. But they've also established that Karrion is not the only threat here. Scarlett is a real threat as well, because she jumps in the ring. Men are not going to want to hit her, but she ain't afraid to attack. So they're going and they're going and they're going. Kross eventually gets control again, and he drives McIntyre's arm into the announce table. He eventually starts whipping McIntyre with Scarlett like a foot away, cheering him on. Yeah, you go. You got him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they're fighting on the outside. Cross then gets him in the ring and hits a Saito suplex for a 2. After a long beatdown, like a good portion of this 10-minute match, they're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. McIntyre started to come back with some lariats. He wanted to go for the future shock DDT, but Cross fought out, forcing McIntyre to reposition, and he landed a spine buster for a 2. They laid in each other with strikes before whipping each other with a strap. McIntyre got the advantage, hitting the future shock DDT and kipping up. McIntyre counted down for the Claymore. 3, 2, 1. That's a bad Drew impression. It's more of like an Italian impression, whatever. But Scarlett jumps in the ring in front of him, so he can't run across. She then blasts him in the face with Corey Graves called industrial grade pepper spray. Cross then hits the cross hammer clothesline, takes out Drew, pins him 1, 2, 3. Karrion Kross wins the match. Again, they did 2 things in this match. You said pepper spray. I said pepper spray, right? Did I not say pepper spray? I said pepper spray. Don't correct me in the chat if I just said something wrong. If I said something wrong, then cool. Don't correct me if I just said something wrong. Anyways, Magma says Vince was wrong for separating them. Oh, yeah. Big time. Big time, big time, big time. So again, like I said, they did 2 good things here. They showed that Cross can hang at the top, but they also established this is again, top-tier group, top-tier act. Karrion and Scarlett are phenomenal together. They work so well together, not just because they're husband and wife or anything, but they're great together. And that the act is perfect almost. I mean, there may be a couple of things you can always do better, but they're great. They're great together. And I think they're going to be a top-tier act for a very, very long time. 5 sis. Yes, I did move. Go backstage. Miz is trying to find Triple H's office. He was interrupted yet again by Gritty. We then had the ladder match for the Raw Women's Championship. Match went almost 16 and a half minutes. Overall, pretty good match. I enjoyed it. But here's my one big criticism. My biggest criticism of this entire match is they already killed Damage Control. They tried to 3-on-1 Bianca. She took them all out, beat Bayley. They already killed. Damage Control's done. Why are we supposed to care about Damage Control being some sort of a threatening force if Bianca can just take them all out at once by herself? No Alexa Bliss. No Asuka to help her. No backup. She just took them both out willy-nilly by herself, and it didn't even look like it was that hard for Bianca, the EST of WWE. So that's the one thing I didn't like about this match, that they kind of killed Damage Control in 16 minutes, if not less. So early on, both women went for ladders, and they were jockeying for position. After an extended exchange of climbing and pulling each other off and climbing and pulling each other off, Bianca slammed Bayley onto a ladder and followed it up with a springboard moonsault. Bayley returned fire by driving Bianca into the corner with a ladder. She then landed a sunset flip into the ladder into a cool spot. There was a long period of time where it seemed like Bayley couldn't decide what she wanted to do next. Like, she almost got lost at one point. I don't know what this was. She eventually set up a ladder bridge between the steps and the barricade, propped Bianca on it, and landed a running elbow. Kind of meh. Back in the ring, they both traded climbing attempts. Climb up, pull off. Climb up, pull off. Bayley then dumped Bianca out of the ring. Bayley altered her knee brace, but Bianca avoided a knee strike in the corner and hit a KOD. She made it to the top of the ladder, but Damage Control, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai would run out and pushed her off. Bianca then made the comeback, was able to hit a double KOD on both Dakota and Io at the same time. However, after this, she basically drained all of her strength, I guess you can say, and killed herself. She was tired. She was worn out. She was defeated. Almost. Bayley took advantage of this and hit her with a ladder. Well, part of a ladder. Bayley then hit the rose plant and set up the ladder, trapping Bianca underneath. No. The part of the ladder was later. Never mind. She hit her with a full ladder. Rose plant, set up the ladder, trapped Bianca underneath it. Bianca then bench pressed herself out of the ladder, sending Bayley crashing into the ropes because Bayley was on top of the ladder. Once they both recovered, they raced on top of the ladder. Bayley grabbed Bianca's hair and used it to send her down. But Bianca recovered and whipped Bayley with her hair. She hit Bayley with a KOD on the ladder and then climbed and retrieved the championship to retain the belt. My first thought was, she's got Bayley up in the KOD. Bayley's holding part of that broken ladder. And I'm like, Bayley, drop the ladder. Bayley, why didn't... I mean, I know that was the plan. But Bayley, why didn't you drop the ladder? Come on. Come on. Balor says Bayley was also bleeding. Was she? I thought that was her makeup and lipstick that just smeared off on her cheeks. Was that blood? Maybe I was wrong, but it looked more burgundy than blood color. Same color as her lipstick. It looked like her lipstick smeared or something up on her cheeks. So maybe it was blood, and I just looked at it wrong. But I didn't see the blood. Well, I saw the what could have been blood. You know what? I'm going to go back and look at that really fast. Hold on. Was it blood? Blood on her right hand. Okay, that I missed then. After the match, blood on the right hand? Hold on. I'm going to go back and check. I must have missed that. I saw on her face what looked like possibly just makeup. Let's see. I went too far. I went too far. Let's go forward. Let's see. Bayley bleeding on her hand. Blood on her hand. After the match? Balor, you saw it? I'm going to go back and check. I'm trying to find... Okay, here we go. The match is over. Show me Bayley. All right, so here's Bayley. Laying down. I can't show you guys because WWE claimed this video. Come on. Go back to Bayley. Got Bianca on top of the ladder. Show me Bayley laying down. Come on. Where's Bayley? Oh, there was Bayley. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, I think... Hold on. Let me see this again. Hold on. I'm going to screenshot. Oh, she might have been bleeding from the mouth. All right, hold on. I could pull up a screenshot of this. So give me a second and I'll pull up the screenshot. There's two different shots here of Bayley that we could look at. All right, so let's do this really fast. Because I didn't... Let's analyze this for a second. The big give it all says there was also some blood on the ladder. Okay, I did not notice that either. So hold on. We're going to pull up these screenshots from right after the match of Bayley. Let's see. So we have these two shots. We have this one. I guess you can see a little blood on her elbow. I don't know if you see my... Yeah, you see my mouse. Okay, cool. A little blood on the elbow. And this is what I meant by... We can see it better here. I thought this was just her lipstick smeared, but maybe she was bleeding from the mouth. You see what I'm talking about here and here? It looks a little darker than blood, like the color of the lipstick. But at the same time, it's like, how would her lipstick smear all the way up onto her cheek like that? So... So you're talking about the ladder bridge on the outside? Give it all? But again, I didn't notice. Oh, this is all I saw. Was right here. I'm like, oh, is that her lipstick smeared? That's all I noticed. So Bianca Belair retains the championship. In my opinion, they've killed Damage Control. They're no longer a threat if one girl can beat them all up. Also, remember, guys, if you want to be part of the show, you can call or text in at the end to 510. Well, you can text in throughout the show, but you can also call at the end, 510-906-1341. It'll also be scrolling across the bottom of the screen down here as well, periodically throughout the show. We got some stuff announced for tomorrow's SmackDown, which we already knew about. Johnny Gargano versus Austin Theory, the DX reunion. And the WWE United States Championship will be on the line when Bobby Lashley defends against Seth Rollins, which this makes absolutely no sense to me. If Seth is getting a title match tomorrow, why did he lose? So you're just going to give a loser a title shot. So does Riddle open up the show? Yeah, Raw, not SmackDown. You know what I mean. And not tomorrow, Monday. So does Riddle open up the show and go, hey, I beat Seth in the ladder match. Add me to the U.S. title match. That would justify this. But if they don't, what the fuck? So we had the longest match of the night next. It was Finn Balor. It was Edge. It was the I Quit match. This match was slow at times, but in a good way. It was very methodical and well planned out. And I liked the the different stages of this match that kept building and building and building and building. I really liked the story that this match told. Again, early on, this match was slow and almost felt like, where are we going with this? But it eventually just built, and it gave us stuff we weren't expecting. And I thought this, from a storytelling perspective, one of the better matches of the year that told a story from start to finish within the match itself. So I thought it was funny that the microphone that they used said I quit right on it. It was like, oh, okay. You got to tell us it's an I quit match every time you show that microphone. Oh, all right. So the match begins. And Edge went right after Balor at the start. But Balor was able to come back and target Edge's left knee. He locked on a figure four, but Edge wouldn't quit. Balor continued to dominate for a really long extended period of time. But Edge kept saying no, no, no. Every time he was asked, do you quit? Do you quit? You want to give up? Edge finally started a comeback by driving Balor through the barricade. They brawled into the floor area near the pre-show set, and Edge did a vertical suplex on the floor. Edge found a hockey stick. I mean, they're in the Flyers arena, so yeah, they should be there somewhere. Well, fuck it, I don't know. He choked Balor with a hockey stick. They climbed up towards the concourse, where Balor repeatedly sent Edge into the wall. I was a little disappointed they didn't use the actual set for the pre-show and that table and whatnot. Edge then countered a running attack by sending Balor into the concrete overhang. They made their way back towards the ring, with Balor regaining control as Edge assaulted his midsection. Back inside the ring, Balor attacked with repeated chair shots, and he yelled, "Screw you, Finn. I don't quit." Balor locked Edge in a crossface, but Edge still wouldn't quit. Edge regained control by sending Balor into a chair that had been propped up in the corner. Edge laid in some chair shots on Balor's left leg. He locked on an inverted crab, but Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio would come and break it up as Edge had him in that crab. Give me a second, I'm going to sneeze here. Edge had him in the crab, and he kept going, and then Damian Priest and Dominic made the save. So they're going at it. Edge fought them off. He spears Balor through the ropes. Finn just crashes on his tailbone because Dominic fell wrong and didn't catch him. Priest kind of caught him. Edge sets up for a spear. His arm gets grabbed by Rhea, and Rhea handcuffs him to the ropes. Judgment Day surrounds Edge. He's all alone. They're about to wail on him when you hear, "Booyaka, booyaka, 619, booyaka, booyaka, Rey Mysterio." And out comes Rey. With a numbers advantage still in the favor of not damage control, Judgment Day. And they beat down Edge. Not only do they beat down Edge, Dom beats down his father. Rey at one point did take out Balor with a 619. He took out Balor and then hit a 619 on Priest. But that's when Dominic beat down Rey. I'm surprised we got no AJ, especially over the last couple of weeks where they're like, AJ, join Judgment Day. AJ, join Judgment Day. And AJ's like, nah. Then they had the AJ Damian Priest match last week, I think is what it was. And they're still like, join Judgment Day or we'll make your life hell and this and that. And he's like, no, I won't join. And I really thought we were going to get AJ. And I'll talk more about why AJ should have came out towards the end of this, why it would have made so much sense. So Balor has a kendo stick and he attacks Edge with it, and all of a sudden, so he's hitting Edge with the kendo stick like 2 times maybe, and all of a sudden say my 2 fingers of the ring. Here's one side of the ring. Here's the other side of the ring. They're over here. Say hard camera's looking. They're over here, and they're only showing half of the ring. All of a sudden, the crowd, we see them all. Ah! I'm like, oh, something's about to happen. Who just ran in? Who just came through the other side of the crowd? It's Beth Phoenix. I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, Beth is here. That's what we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for her to be the what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, fuck. We've been waiting for her to be the mother sucker. What am I thinking of? Opposition? That's not the right word, but counter to Rhea Ripley. That's the word, counter. And so this led to Rhea and Beth brawling it out. Beth took out Rhea with a nice, and I mean nice, looking spear. And then she got the keys, freed Edge. Edge then, super good looking spear to Damian Priest. Priest sold it phenomenally. Edge and Dom are alone in the ring. Crowd starts chanting, "You fucked up! You fucked up! You fucked up!" And I always love a good "you fucked up" chant when it's warranted. We've seen crowds sometimes chant "you fucked up," and it's like, why? But he fucked up because he left himself in the ring with Edge, and Edge has not been a fan of Dom for about a month now. And so they're looking at each other. Edge grabs Dom, low blows him. Dom's like, "Don't do it. Leave me alone. I'm with you." And he low blows Dom. Yet, the distraction there was enough of a distraction to allow Balor to hit him with a sling blade. Edge did fire back with a spear out of nowhere. Then a second spear as Beth is watching on, and a third spear as Beth is watching on. Edge then takes a chair from Beth, kicks out the little deal that he usually uses, the little bar, and he goes for the cross face with the bar on. Shit, I'm trying not to burp for some reason. This damn not monster, but Mountain Dew energy make me burp. Anyways, so he goes for the. He tries to go for the cross face on Finn. Beth is in the ring, and all of a sudden, boom! Rhea just clocks Beth back of the head. She, boom, falls face first to the mat. She's knocked the frick out. Edge all of a sudden just stops what he's doing, just looks straight up like, "What have you done? That's my wife. What have you done? What have you done to her?" And Rhea reveals, "Beth is knocked out because I got brass knucks on." Priest, Dom, they take out Edge. So Balor then hits not 1, not 2, but 3 coup de grace to Edge. They then grab Edge. Priest got him over here. Dom's got him over here. Balor's got him by the head. Watch what we're going to do next. Do you quit? No. Go to hell. Rhea gets out of the ring, grabs 2 chairs, gets back in the ring, and Edge is like, "Oh no, oh no." And he's like, snarling, but he looks concerned, and he's snarling again, like, fuck you. And Rhea slides a chair under Beth's head. She grabs another chair as Michael Cole's yelling, "Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it." By God! She lifts the chair up. Edge just says, "I quit." Just like that. And Finn's like, "Excuse me? You said what?" I quit. And Rhea still, crack, just levels Beth with a concerto, even though Edge thought saying "I quit" would save his wife. They leave Edge, walk out to celebrate, and Edge is now yelling for help because his wife has just been laid out with a concerto. I thought this was great. I thought the whole second half of this match was fan-frickin-tastic. They were slow at the beginning, but slow in a good way. And once they started, honestly, a lot of people go, You got all that outside interference. Fuck that. No, I thought once the outside interference started, that's when the match took off and was really, really good. Now, I'm disappointed no AJ, because we need AJ to even up the odds. Because you can do. Now, listen. Edge, Ray, AJ, Beth. There's 4. Finn, Damian, Dom, Rhea. 4-on-4 mixed tag. I think that's the way they should go. But AJ didn't come out tonight, so almost you almost can't do AJ. Unless there was a reason AJ wasn't, I don't know if AJ was there or not. But unless there's a reason like AJ wasn't there, then that would make a little sense. But we'll have to see on Monday if we find anything out or anything. I don't, since Saturday says War Games, I don't think that would be the War Games match. I think the War Games for the men, I don't think they do a men's and a women's War Games match and have women in the men's War Games match. That's the thing. I don't think they do a men's and a women's War Games match and have women in the men's War Games match. But you can do AJ, Ray, Finn. No, AJ, Ray, Edge, Finn, Dom, Damian in War Games. You can do 3. So backstage, Miz said he had it with Gritty. He went to knock on Triple H's office. We saw a sign, Triple H logo. Looked like it was his office. He was didn't knock. Gritty. He finally goes, thinking, are you what? Fuck you. He's, boom, starts beating up Gritty. All of a sudden, here comes Dexter Lumis from behind. He grabs the Miz, chokes him out, pets him, goes over to Gritty, picks up Gritty, and they walk off. Gritty and Dexter Lumis walk off together. We then get the fight pit. And I forgot that one of the rules of the fight pit, as far as a finish, was the count 1, 2. That's how you get the knockout in this match. I forgot that. I thought it was just you knock out your opponent so much they're not moving, and then the ref just calls it. You're out. But I forgot the 10 count. I forgot about that. But other than within the first 4 to 5 minutes of this 17-minute match, I felt like Cormier was just any old generic ref. Cormier kind of showed his authority early and then just became a guy reffing a match, which I was a little disappointed by. So Riddle quickly used the cage structure to take advantage. He did a step up enziguri. He jumped off the side of the cage. He laid in some palm strikes, leading to Cormier pulling him off and momentarily distracting him, allowing Rollins to attack. Basically, he was like, you're beating his ass too much. Calm the fuck down, or I'll disqualify you, which was kind of weird. But then he did that later to Seth, too, so yeah, whatever. Like, there's no rope break. There's no ropes at all. Anyways, Rollins goes on the attack, gains the upper hand. Cormier then laid into him as well. And then, basically, Cormier, after that, became just a referee. Nobody special. Riddle attacked with some overhead chops, but Rollins sent him into the cage. Cormier started the count. Riddle got up at 8. Rollins attacked with a super kick and laid in some rabid punches to the back of the head of Riddle. He then suplexed Riddle into the cage. Rollins took too long to capitalize, allowing Riddle to surprise him with an RKO out of nowhere. He goes for another one, but Rollins reversed it and goes for the stomp. He went for a stomp from on the cage, like he jumped off he climbed up a little bit and jumped off the cage, but he missed. Yet Rollins was able to then, so he misses the stomp. Riddle picks him up like in an electric chair position. Seth punches down a couple of times and then climbs to the top. He's on the catwalk, or as they called it, the perch or the platform. Call it the platform. In NXT, they would call it the catwalk. Also, yes, in Saturday, Rollins channeling his inner RVD with part of his gear. The airbrushed gear, and he also, the hand tape. Anyways. So, Seth's on top, and he's like, you gotta come get me, Riddle? You gotta come get me? And Riddle finally climbs up there. So they're up at the top. And Rollins beats his ass. And there's one point when there's like a chain, right? And Riddle's holding onto the chain, back, trying not to fall. And Seth's beating on him. And finally he like grabs Seth. Seth spins around. He jumps on Seth's back in like a choke position. And then realizes, oh, I'm about to fall, and jumps back off Seth. So they're fighting on the top. Rollins, where was I? Lost my spot. Starts bashing Riddle headfirst into the side of the cage. He hits basically a buckle bomb into the side of the cage on the top because they've changed the fight pit. So before, it was like the barricade, like the guardrail style barricade without any coverings. Now it's just more of the cage. And so they're fighting up there. Rollins is beating his ass. He then hits him with a pedigree and looks down at Cormier. He's like, count. And as Michael Cole had just told us minutes before, you can only win in the actual ring on the mat. And DC's like, I can't. There's nothing I can do while you're up there. He's like, count or I'll come down there and choke your ass out. And he's just like, I there's nothing I can do. Get him down here. And this, I guess you could say, momentary lapse of action on Rollins' part allows Riddle to hit an RKO, and Seth slowly slides and falls down off into the ring. Riddle up top. He looks down at Seth, and he's looking, he's like, ah, and he jumps off, flies, senton. I guess they call it the broton or something like that. Yeah, it's not the floating bro. That's not the flip. That's the flip one. This is like the broton. And he comes crashing down. Right onto Seth. Back onto Seth. He hits his freaking tailbone. He's screaming in pain. Ah! Ah! And they're going at it. 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 They're well, actually not going at it. They're both writhing in pain. And Cormier's counting. He's counting, and they both use the cage to get themselves up. Riddle goes for a flying triangle. He maintains the hold after Rollins tried to send him into the cage. So he gets the flying triangle. Rollins tries to lift him up into the cage. Eventually, it was too much. They fall. Rollins taps. And Riddle wins the match. Riddle beats Seth Rollins. And I go, Riddle better be added to that U.S. title match tomorrow. This fucking doesn't make sense. That's 1-1. They are. Wait, did they fight at SummerSlam? Hold on. Did they fight at SummerSlam? I can't remember now. SummerSlam card. No. It was just... No. So the match was pushed from SummerSlam to Clash at the Castle. They're 1-1. They're 1-1. It was supposed to be at SummerSlam. But then it got pushed. They're 1-1. So either you have to add Riddle to that match on Monday. I keep saying tomorrow because I'm used to pay-per-views being on the freaking weekend, or Sunday. You either have to add Riddle to the match on Monday, or what, Riddle screws Seth and they do a third match, which they're going to probably already do anyways, the tiebreaker or whatever. But Rollins, he's in the ring. He gets out of the ring because he just tapped. He wasn't like knocked out or passed out or anything. So I'm fine with this one where Rollins is good to go right after. So he gets out of the ring. DC and Riddle are at the top of the ramp. DC raises Riddle's arm. They back up and the lights go out. The lights go out. Crowd loses their shit. Cell phone lights all. Fireflies are on. They show the logo like the show's over in the bottom corner of the screen. And all of a sudden, we hear Michael Cole. Are we still on the air? Hey, are we still on the air? Guys, can you tell me if we're still on the air? And then we hear it. We don't hear White Rabbit. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. And then we start seeing the camera zoom into different spots of the arena. They cut over. Well, actually, do they do the fun? No. No. See Huskus, the pig, but he's life-size human form now, not a puppet. We then get another wide shot. Zoom in. We then see the buzzard. Well, it was Mercy the buzzard. Another wide shot. Abby the witch. Ramblin' rabbit. All of a sudden, it goes right at ringside. Right at the ringside barricade. Did I not say Mercy? I thought I said Mercy the buzzard. Anyways. We then go and we see the Fiend at ringside. All of a sudden, we see the top of the stage. And there's a door there. There's a light coming out of the door and there's smoke. We then see the inside of the Firefly Funhouse. All the puppets are dead. Spider cobwebs everywhere. The lights are all out. All of a sudden, we're transported to Survivor Series 2005. We see the door again, the little entryway, and then it swings open. Just like when The Undertaker returned. I believe it's Survivor Series 2005. Maybe it was 2004. Correct me in the chat or the comments below. When the frickin' casket gets rolled out and the front of the casket pops off and out comes The Undertaker. Well, the door flies open. We see a blue light emanate. We see smoke. The blue light gets closer. We see it's a lantern. People lose their shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shits throughout the Wells Fargo Arena. The camera then quickly flies up to the door. See a man wearing a mask. And I got to go back a second. Before we saw the door open, we saw a glitching screen and this mask. And I'm like, whoa, okay, we got a good new mask. So the camera quickly on this mask, or this masked man. We know it's Bray. We know it's Bray. He's got the dreads. 2006, huh, Bubba? Really? I'll look back at it in a second. He's got the dreads. Yeah, no, WWE fan says 05. I was right. Okay. Anyways. And he grabs the mask and he pulls it off. We see it's Bray. This place goes berserk. They're losing their minds. He then looks right into the camera and says, I'm here. Screen goes black. We get a new Bray Wyatt logo. Whatever this logo is, I'm going to pull it up here on the screen. I liked this logo. This logo is pretty dope. I'm going to pull it up here on the screen just to show you guys. But Bray Wyatt is back, ladies and gentlemen. I've always been a big fan of Bray Wyatt. I've loved Bray Wyatt and his creativity, everything he stood for as far as just being different, being something different in WWE. This was the logo that we saw at the end of the show. It's got a skull here. It's like a moth, the ring, the red ring, some lightning bolts, and then whatever this down here is supposed to be. Cool logo. Very cool logo. And so, Bray's back. But now my big question is, how long do we have to wait till we get a follow-up? Like, Monday? Raw? Friday? SmackDown? Come on. I don't want to wait. And so, one other thing I need to talk about is, Bray's Twitter for a while has been, his name on Twitter has been Wyatt Six. Now we may know what or who the Wyatt Six are. Bray, the Fiend, the Rabbit, the Pig, the Witch, the Buzzard. Those are the Wyatt Six. Now the other big question is, who are these animals? Who are these creatures? Who are these puppets come to life? Well, we learned that different ones of these people are current WWE superstars. I've seen a lot of people say, should Abby be be Nikki Cross? Could one be so-and-so? Could another be so-and-so? Could one be, you know what I mean? Also, no. Nah. I'm not going to go there. But Bray Wyatt is back. Really cool. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I can't wait for a follow-up. I want to know more. I want to know more now. I want to know more right now. So let me know what you guys thought of the return of Bray Wyatt at the very end of tonight's Extreme Rules pay-per-view. It was expected. We all knew it was going to be Bray, but it was still damn cool to see it. But with that, guys, that is everything that went down tonight at Extreme Rules. With that, now we got to check the polls. Also, remember, if you want to let me know what you thought of the show, you can do so by texting or calling in to 510-906-1341. Again, that's 510-906-1341. As far as the Twitch poll does go, 100% of you liked Extreme Rules. As far as the Twitter poll does go. And we do have a call coming in, so I'm going to take that really quick. See if this can work. Hopefully it works, because I actually haven't tried this with my new setup. Caller, you're on the air. What'd you think of Extreme Rules?
Hey, mate. How you doing?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Really loved the show tonight.
Caller, you're on the air. What was your favorite part?
Hey, mate. How you doing?
Pretty good stuff. Hello?
Hey, sorry, mate.
What was your favorite part of the show?
Bray Wyatt's return. Really loved it.
Very cool, very cool.
Yeah. I'm just watching you on Twitch at the moment, and you've done a good job tonight on the stream.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. So with that, thanks for the
You're
call.
welcome, mate.
And thanks for the call, and have a great night.
One more thing I'd like to say. What do you think Bray Wyatt should be his return match?
That's a good question, and I want to say thank you for the call, and I will get into that question right now. So as far as his question, that's a really good question. What should Bray's return match be? First big match. Ooh, that's a toughie. And it's hard to say not knowing if he's on Raw or SmackDown. Yeah, see, I don't know, not knowing which brand he's going to be on. Maybe they put him on... No, they wouldn't do that. I would say put him on SmackDown against Cross. I don't want Cross to lose. Whatever he does, he's got to win. It was like when he turned into the Fiend in 2019. And his first big match was Finn. And he beat Finn. He beat Finn's ass. But I'm trying to think, who could be his first match? Oh, that's a toughie. That's a tough one. You know, I honestly have no idea. Maybe Seth Rollins, and they go back to their history. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. This is going to be a tough one. Go to the Twitch poll. 87.7% liked the show. 7.7% thought it was just all right. And 4.6% didn't like Extreme Rules. And as far as the YouTube poll does go, 89% liked the show, 9% thought it was just all right, and 2% did not like Extreme Rules. Looking at the comments here on YouTube, this person says, the Wyatt return was stupendous. Another one says, great pay-per-view overall, capped off with an amazing ending. Person says, I love the show. Bray Wyatt is back in WWE. Go Triple H. Another one says, I liked it. Another one says, I loved it. Another one says, Bray Wyatt is back, exclamation. This one says, I thought it was great. Overall, people loved the show. Get into some of the text messages here. Remember, you can text in 510 or call, like the last caller, 510-906-1341. This text message here states, do you think Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan should reform the tag team once Sarah returns, even though Sarah will have a new gimmick? No. Because Sarah's going to be part of the Viking Raiders. Her and Liv being together as the old Riot Squad, it just wouldn't work. So no. First says, what are your thoughts on Ronda Rousey becoming the new SmackDown Women's Champion? It's neither here or there, whatever. Charlotte's going to come back, and they're going to go to that probably. Maybe they do one more match with her and Liv because of the way it ended with Liv going, hey, you got me, but I'm not dead. I don't want to see another Liv Ronda match, but whatever. Mercedes, do you think Bray Wyatt should go for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship? Not right now, no. Because he would have to lose to Roman, and I don't want to see that happen. Now, I get it. I get why it would make sense. Because he's the one Roman took the belt from all the way back at Payback in 2020. He's the one Roman beat for the belt. So it would make sense, but I don't want to see it because then that means he's going to have to get beat already. Or says, you see Gunther's icy reign will be as dominant as his NXT. Oh, okay. So they wrote this really weird, but I'm able to decipher it. Basically, do you think Gunther's icy title reign will be as dominant as NXT UK reign? I think there's a good possibility. Maybe not as long, maybe not 300 days, but I think he can hold it for a very long time. I think there's a good possibility he can hold it for a very long time. And this one, good question. I knew I was going to get asked most likely. Do you think Bliss is going to be repackaged to work with Bray? I think there's a possibility based off of last Monday when they showed her in the hallway and they had like the smoke fog on the screen and there was like a Fiend mask in the fog above her head. I think there's a possibility to where either it's at least mentioned briefly or fully they go into her and Bray do something down the line. Whether that is her being with Bray or her against Bray, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I think they will do something with the two. But with that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. That's going to do it for our review recap of WWE Extreme Rules. I want to say thank you to everybody who's watching live, twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, or everybody watching or listening later, whether that's youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, or podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. So with that, guys, have a great night. Have a great rest of your weekend because it's only Saturday. You still got Sunday. Also, Monday, maybe bringing back the wrestling wrap-up Monday morning, ladies and germs. So with that, have a great rest of your weekend. I'll see you guys back Monday, at least for the Monday Night Raw review, if not more. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time.